truth. We're about wisdom. We're about empowerment. Urban Family Talk.
Looking at the Center for Disease Control. So on Monday, we were talking about Empire and how Empire is really being irresponsible in portraying a man who is a known homosexual and having sex with a woman, right? And even making this woman okay with this and talking about this is, quote unquote beautiful, whatever. It's just really disgusting. And so if you really look at the information, and we've talked about this on this show before, but if you look at the information, it's really irresponsible, and Empire needs to be called to the carpet on this and needs to be called to task because, when you present things like this and surely they have an understanding of the damage that's already done in the black community. But here's some of the fast facts surrounding HIV and AIDS among African Americans, people. And it's just absolutely startling. Okay. African Americans are the racial and ethnic group most affected by HIV. Most affected by HIV. The rate of new HIV infections among African Americans is 8 times higher than that of whites based on our population size. Okay. Gay and bisexual men account for the most new infections among African Americans. Yep. Young gay and bisexual men ages 13 to 24 are the most affected in this group. Now think about that for a second. Think about that. And here you have sort of this attempt to normalize homosexuality or bisexuality in among black people. Man. I mean, this should honestly disturb us. And okay, so listen to this. African Americans, and this is according to the CDC people, I'm not making this up. It's not based off anecdotes like, oh, I had a cousin who, okay, when that's sad, but here are the facts, right? African Americans accounted for 44%. That's almost half, right? 44%, listen, of all new HIV infections among adults and adolescents 13 years and older, despite being only 12 to 13% of the population. Man. So that number is not like 44% of blacks. Do you understand what I'm saying? That number is 44% of all new HIV infections. Man. White, black, Hispanic, all the breakdowns. African Americans made up 44%, almost half. And we're like 12, 13% of the population.
What is our population number? Yeah. That's insane.
Do you understand that? So you have got to understand disproportionality to understand how overwhelming that is. We're making up almost half of all the new HIV infections.
Man. Oh
and we're not even 20% of the population.
Man, that's
not even close.
Yes.
Not 15% of the population.
Wow.
But you got Empire portraying Alicia Keys as thirsty enough to be okay with casual sex with a man who is a homosexual. Yo, this is crazy.
Do we intentionally want to kill our people?
That's the question that needs to be asked.
Man, this is outrageous.
Listen, African American gay, and bisexual men, men who have sex with men, they call MSM, okay, represented an estimated 72% of new infections among all African American men. Okay, so that's limited to the African American men. But gay, bisexual, men who like to have sex with men represented 72% of all of new infections among African Americans. Okay, 36% of new HIV infections among gay and bisexual men. More new HIV infections occurred among young African American gay and bisexual men than any other subgroup of gay and bisexual men.
Wow.
I'm going to read it again. More new HIV infections occurred among young African American gay and bisexual men ages 13 to 24 than any other subgroup of gay and bisexual men. Now think about that for a second. Think about that. The CDC says, the Center for Disease Control says that at some point in their lifetime, an estimated 1 in 16 African American men and 1 in 32 African American women will be diagnosed with HIV. You go to a predominantly black church, stand up in your congregation one day, look around. Somebody is going to be diagnosed with HIV in that congregation. Wow. And guess what? We know that HIV and AIDS is spreading among people who call themselves Christians.
Yeah.
It's spreading among the black church.
Yeah.
In 2012, according to the CDC, African Americans had the largest percentage, 47% of estimated 47,989 diagnoses of HIV infection in the United States. African Americans had the largest percentage. The largest percentage.
Man.
In 2012, an estimated 14,102 African Americans were diagnosed with HIV infection, classified as stage 3. AIDS.
Yeah.
Advanced. You see, they don't put that in Empire.
No.
Right.
No.
They don't show you that.
You see what I'm saying?
Man. Wow.
Lord.
By the end of 2011, an estimated 265,812 African Americans that were diagnosed with HIV infection, classified as stage 3 AIDS, died in the United States.
Wow.
265,812.
So we got abortion
in
going
2011.
on. We got this going on. We got black on black.
But Black
Murder.
Lives Matter, though.
Man.
But Empire is pushing death in our community.
Truth. We're about wisdom. We're about empowerment. Urban Family Talk.